metal. It was aluminum or metal. I had different options. I had options of the weight. It needed to be hollow inside. Just all kinds of things. But I had somebody do the 3D drawing for me. And then when I was going through the process, it asked me, do I want it private or do I want it posted? And I think that's an important part, Peter, especially for our audience. We want to make sure that we're protected. Listen, it's everybody's option. You do what you want. But what's your take on if you have something that you really want to just focus on the prototype? They want to make sure that they're protected with you, that you're not going to post it and it's not your property. And then on the other hand, if they choose not to have it posted and just have it delivered, maybe you can just explain and make inventors feel comfortable using your service and not thinking that Shapeways is going to steal their idea.
No, definitely. Look, of course, we need to take the rights of our users serious. And we've gotten this question before. And what we do is we make your products. That's it. You always keep the rights to your design, to your invention, to whatever you upload to Shapeways. Even if it's only a picture of the final result, which lots of people do as well. You know, when they get it back home, they take pictures to show what they've made. It's all still yours. If we display the pictures, if you want us to display the pictures on the site or the renders of your model, then you give us the right to do so. But you always have the right to remove that again. And actually, when you upload the product, the default setting is now private. So when you upload something, and you just type in the file name and the title, it will be added to your models, but it is private. And then you have to actively select it to become public. So we do that to prevent mistakes there. Okay. And then the only way in which we will use that file is if you place an order or if you make it for sale, obviously, to make it for someone else after it's bought. And then if you decide to do so, you can always remove the file from our website. And then after your order is completed, if there was one, we will remove all residual files from on our computers, and everything is in your hands again.
That's beautiful.
So we protect it. We're serious about it because we fully understand there's lots of people who are careful with that. Having said all that, I think there is a power in sharing. There is perhaps, but that is maybe my opinion, but I still think it's quite valuable because there are some learnings to get from the software. I told you that in the beginning when I introduced myself a little bit that I'm a big fan of open source software, and basically our whole website is built on open source software. And I think the power there is that sharing makes you even better than keeping everything private. First of all, if you share a render of your file, it doesn't mean that other people can copy it. You don't need to make it printable, for one. You can only show what you have created, and you can get feedback. Or you can allow people to buy it, but then they still don't have the file. And if you look at lots and lots of the designs that we have on our site, they're almost impossible to recreate. And actually, we are vigilant on that too. If you would see blatant copies of designs, we would kindly ask people to not do that. And actually, you claim that when you upload something to Shapeways. And actually, the community helps us with that a lot as well. If they see blatant copies, then they flag it to us, and then we reach out to the guy who's doing that, and we go like, hey, it's much more fun to make original stuff than to copy. But we fortunately don't have much of that. So sharing is still powerful because you can start getting some feedback, early feedback. If you print this design in this way, you can have a problem. Other people know that, so they can give you feedback. And because it's a community, lots and lots of people are passionate. You learn quickly and almost for free, really.
That's great. This question comes in. Hi, I'm Bill from Augusta. Have a question. Can you ask Peter about them making a prototype Well, he's going into it a little bit, but he's saying about 3D drawing. Can you do the 3D drawing for him?
So, yeah, that's something we haven't touched on. I think Shapeways is a little bit of a do-it-yourself service, if you like. we leave the designing, we leave the modeling of the 3D files to the community, to our end users. What we do and what we're good at is making sure you get your file as soon as possible for a reasonable price in a wide variety of materials. With the small team that we have, we're only a little bit over 60 people. We're printing over 100,000 products a month. We cannot begin to start modeling them, even if it would take only 2 hours, and that's quite quick actually, to model each and every individual file. It would add up to hundreds of thousands of hours. So we don't offer that service right now. We truly believe that the community should work together on that. So what you then should do is reach out in the forum and say, hey, I have a great idea, who wants to help me? And then you send some private messages back and forth. And there are some really good and talented 3D software users, some designers and engineers who can help you out if you do a shout out on the forum. At this moment, Shapeways doesn't offer that service.
Okay. What can't you do on your website? Can you do blow molding, and what type of materials can't you do?
What was the example you used? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Blow molding?
No, we don't do that. We only do additive manufacturing. So we use layer by layer manufacturing of nylon and all the materials I already mentioned. But we don't do injection molding. We don't do CNC. We don't do laser cutting. We get already so much demand for the 3D printing, and because it's so exciting, but also so new, we have our hands full in this technology, and we will stick with that for a while. Although I understand that in some cases, certain designs may work much, much better with other technologies.
Well, it seems like you have enough of so many different options and opportunities to really take any product or anything that you can imagine and make it on your website. Make it and then upload it to your website and make it out of any which way that you want. It's unbelievable. What do they say? That your imagination is really, you can let it run wild, and you can use some of the resources that are on the shapeways.com website in the creator section, or you can browse around and see what other people have come up with and purchase their products and have it shipped just like a regular online store. Can get some great ideas from there. I've seen some great things on there. It's a lot of fun. And just be able to really explore and again, you don't have to worry about finding prototype houses. You have a 3D drawing, get that 3D drawing done. Now, Peter, if they don't want to use the website for the resources, the open source resource to actually use software, they can go on your forum, ask somebody, hey, I need a 3D drawing done of this type of shape. It's proprietary information. I have a patent pending product, or I'm in the middle of working on my idea. Can you sign a non-disclosure agreement? Let me send it over to you, make it, and then help me with being able to bring it to a point where I can upload it to Shapeways, pick my color, pick my material, press if I want it public or private, hit the order button, the checkout button, and you're on your way. 10, 15 days later, you have a prototype that cost you dollars to make at most times. If it's plastic, if it's metal, obviously it's going to be more, right? And the different materials are all different prices, obviously, right?
Yeah, that's perfectly right.
So, Peter, this has all been very interesting. The website is very user-friendly. And I'm not here to give you a promotion. I'm just excited because I love being able to talk about all the new technology that's coming out and just introduce a do-it-yourself type of experience to inventors out there. So it's great. And you shared some interesting stories with us about people sharing and selling their iPhone cases that they came up with. What other type of success stories have you had on the website?
So one of the ones that I'm very excited about is a guy called Oscar van Deventer, and he invents 3D puzzles. So remember the Rubik's Cube?
Sure.
Well, he invents things that are Rubik's Cubes on steroids. And, the Rubik's Cube is 3 by 3 by 3 squares. But he has actually set the current world record of biggest order puzzle with Shapeways, making a 17 by 17 by 17 puzzle, which is quite a headache to solve, if you ask me.
Wow.
And the cool thing is, Oscar is a real inventor. He invents all these puzzles. And when I met him, I think he had 5 or 6 of those puzzles that were being sold through toy stores, specialized stores that cater to this, to the people who love these kind of things. Now he heard about Shapeways. I helped him a little bit to get started. He could all of a sudden bring all of his puzzle ideas, all of his puzzle inventions come to life. And since Oscar started using Shapeways about 3 years ago, I think he has now over 200 twisty puzzles on our site.
Huh.
And if you're into mechanical engineering, you should check it out. It's amazing. It's like really mind-boggling. And he just comes up with these things, models them in the weekend, uploads them to Shapeways, and then he can buy one for himself, and other people who are into these kind of puzzles can buy them from him.
Wow, I'm going to take a look at that after the show. That sounds very interesting.
Yep.
Well, he's been selling them, and people have been buying them.
Yes, oh, definitely. People like these kind of things. And if you search on the site for Oscar and puzzle, you'll find really, really amazing puzzles. If you're not really into it, that's also cool. But just the mechanical side of things is really, really fun.
Very interesting. So, Peter, we had a chance to really understand what your company and what your services are. I know that you've been doing this for quite some time now, and I'm sure you run into inventors at all different levels, and just seeing all kinds of different products. I had the opportunity to stop by at your booth at Maker Faire, which was in Queens in the summer of we're in 2012. It was very impressive. Your staff there was great. Got to play around. I had my daughter with me. We were playing with all kinds of different things. I love your business card. The business card was so unique. It was actually it was something that you can actually play with. That was your business card. It was very interesting. You know, they had a few of them, but it was one that had Shapeways on it, and it was kind of like stacked up, almost like a box. That was it was like a little puzzle-like type of thing. Very interesting. So again, your imagination can run wild on their website. So Peter, you've seen it all. Give the inventors some final words of wisdom, if you don't mind. Help us get through this one sticking point where we're not sure what to do when we need a prototype. It looks like we have our answer here tonight, but you just even going through the process, maybe you can share some words of wisdom with us.
Sure, I'll try. Words of wisdom, that sounds always heavy. But, first of all, never give up. When I started Shapeways, people said it was impossible, and here we are. And we're making hundreds of thousands of products, and we're still growing quickly. And that holds true for anything that is new. There will be lots of people telling you it's impossible. Well, with a little bit of luck and a lot of perseverance, you'll get there. Second, trust open. Open source software, open communities have been able to accelerate all kinds of developments much, much faster than the closed model. I truly believe in open. Without open, we wouldn't have had the operating systems that is basically running a lot of the servers on the internet. We wouldn't have had the Arduino small computers that are enabling us to make amazing gadgets. And actually, not even Shapeways would have been possible because we use so much open source software. And there's a lot of very successful guys working together. Of course, it doesn't mean that you need to give everything away, but working together is always much faster than trying to do it yourself. You only have to always remember, how am I going to keep a little bit of an edge, so if it becomes successful, that I can get the right recognition and money. And then, of course, learn 3D software. There is tons of it out there. We do courses in New York and thinking about doing it in other cities. You can use Google SketchUp or Tinkercad. Tinkercad actually has great online tutorials